Well, we could talk about Home Alone 2, but let's talk song. Ed Sheeran has released a new single. It's called Under the Tree. Apparently it's from a Netflix movie called That Christmas. Let's listen to it. Let's see what we can find out songwriting-wise. Let's get going.
I'm alone this December. It's the last light of the day. Oh, I can't help but wonder if you feel the same.
No intro, stuff we've observed in pop music of 2024, and really nice and conventional chord progression. Let's find out what the chords are.
I'm alone this December. It's the last light of the day. Oh, I can't help but wonder if you feel the same.
Chord progression. 1, 5, 6 minor, 5, 4, and then 5. That was the chord scale degrees. When we talk about real chords, it's C, G, probably with B and bass, we can't really know, A minor, G, and then we've got the second half of the verse with chords that go 2 bars in length, F for 2 bars, and G, maybe G sus to G. Let's see how it continues.
I guess I'll surrender to the tears and the pain, and the cold we are under will remain. You.
Melody.
Oh, I guess I'll surrender to the tears and the pain. Oh, I guess.
Oh, I guess. Oh, I guess
I'll surrender to the tears and the pain.
Quite interesting that we've got a melody that already spans 1 octave in the verse. Also interesting is that we have this tiny motif, repeating this, and then we play the same thing, only a 1/6 above, right? Recycling little melodic motifs.
The cold we are under will remain.
I think it was this. Also interesting is that the time signature is actually 6/8, right? Where we have this kind of soothing lullaby thing. I guess very suited for a Christmas song that's kind of melancholic.
You were the hearth light, my fire that died, waiting for morning sunrise.
Pre-chorus.
You were the hearth light, my fire that died, waiting for. You were the hearth light, my fire that died, waiting for morning sunrise.
Ed Sheeran can pull it off. What he does here is he takes basically the axis of awesome chord progression. So the one that normally starts with the 1 chord, 1, 5, 6 minor, 4, but because he knows he is in the pre-chorus and he wants to kind of create a floaty vibe, what he does is he starts with the 4 instead, changing basically just the beginning and playing all the other chords after that. So we start with the last chord of that progression, the 4, and then go to the first, from 4 to 1 to 5 and to 6 minor. In the second time around, we land on the 5 chord, probably because we want to dominate towards a chorus.
There is nothing under the tree that I wished for. I want you to come back to me and be like before. There is nothing under the tree that I wished for. I want you to come back to me and be like before.
I think he starts the chorus on the 1 with 3 in bass, creating a little nostalgia, if you will, because it's not super happy, it's a little longing, right? Then we go from 1 to 4 to 1 to 5. Really as simple as that. 1 with 3 in bass to 4, also creating this nice chromatic movement from E to F to C to G. Really cool.
Lost you and nothing will ever fill the hole. My heart will be.
Third repetition of the chord progression in the chorus. And what does the melody do? The melody presents a varied line, a varied phrase, something that we've seen quite often in modern pop music. 2 lines that kind of repeat. Then the third time around you do something totally different, and if I guess correctly, the 4th one will now go back to the lines 1 and 2.
My heart will be here under the tree, just letting you know.
Little interlude on the verse chords.
I'm alone this December, and the long nights they begin.
It's really this shanty feeling to it, right? In my interpretation, it's more of a maritime song than it is a Christmas song, because it's got this nautic, like with captains and drunken sailors dancing with each other in the harbor.
And we're mine just an afterthought of needing to be kind.
Pre-chorus 2.
First touch, first look, my eyes, now it just.
Mind the fact that the downbeat in the pre-chorus has got no melody. Creating a sense of forward motion, because the verse has the downbeat kind of crowded with melody, and the chorus does the same thing. So it makes sense to have the pre-chorus with that chord before melody, creating difference in the melody beginnings of the different sections.
Strangers who walk by, there is nothing under the tree that I wish for.
There is nothing. What a simple and great melody, right? Only chord tones. When we play the C with E in bass, it's nothing. Really just 3 to 1 in the melody. There is nothing under my tree. Right? When we go to the F chord, we sing the F note. When we go to the C chord, we land on the C note. So it's really a very simple melody, but still very effective. There is nothing under my tree. Really cool.
You to come back to me and
Repeat that line now.
have I lost you? Nothing will ever fill the hole.
Have I lost you? Have I lost you? Nothing will ever fill that hole. Quite interesting is that we have this G as the highest note in the chorus, and this G also plays over the F chord, creating this really cool floaty tension of a 9 in the melody. I like.
My heart will be here under the tree, just letting you know.
And yes, the 4th repetition of the chord progression goes back to line number 1. Be there under the tree. Ooh. Now, with almost 2 minutes to go, I'm really interested in what's next. Is it going to be a proper bridge? Hopefully. instrumental interlude. It's basically an instrumental verse. And also an instrumental pre-chorus. And pre-chorus with voice.
There is nothing under the tree that I wish for.
What a cool line. There is nothing under the tree that I wish for. I don't know what about it is so Ed Sheeran's signature. Maybe it's that simplicity. But at the same time with this 3 and bass, creating something modern and cool. Variation in the 4th repetition now, going up in the melody. And also changing the lyrics to something more positive. My heart will be here under the tree. I think this was different in choruses 1 and 2. Cool. Actually, I was planning on doing a video on what makes a Christmas song. Maybe we can look at Ed Sheeran's song and find out what it is. Ed Sheeran has presented a nostalgic, kind of sad-ish Christmas song. Let's try and find songwriting learnings with this, especially when writing Christmas songs. Number 1 is probably try 6/8 time signature, creating this lullaby / shanty choir feeling. It's really soothing and something that might fit to the Christmas song. Songwriting learning number 2. Keep it simple in the chords. Basically, the core structure of the song heavily relies on the tonic chord, on the 1 chord, on the subdominant chord, the 4, and the dominant chord, the 5. There are tiny details, but the core structure is really looking at those 3 notes without any modal interchange whatsoever, something that might overwhelm listeners when just wanting to relax for Christmas Eve. Songwriting learning number 3, and I hope I really got this lyrical change in chorus number 3, especially when you have got a bridge. In this case, they decided to go without the bridge and instead played this instrumental section, but still, the 3rd chorus changed lyrics, I hope, because otherwise the songwriting learning doesn't make any sense at all. Especially if you've got a nostalgic and kind of depressing chorus 1 and 2 and want to end on a more optimistic note, it makes sense to kind of tweak your lyrics a little bit, like I'll be waiting here under the tree instead of there is nothing under the tree, something like this. I don't really remember. But still, you might want to experiment, and this goes for basically everything in songwriting, not just Christmas songs, with that lyrical variation in your chorus number 3. Maybe songwriting learning number 4, something that we've seen quite often already, is in a chorus that consists of 4 progressions that are the same. When writing your melody, it makes sense to write your melody for 1 progression, then repeat this melody, go for something completely different in repetition number 3, and then go back to the original motif or theme, something that we've seen here, something that we've seen in other songs as well. Now that was my on-the-spot analysis of Ed Sheeran's Under the Tree from the Netflix film That Christmas. If you liked my reaction and analysis video to it, please make sure to leave me the thumbs up, to subscribe to the Let's Talk Song channel if you haven't yet, to give me friendly comments, to maybe also suggest songs that you want me to look at, to go take a look at the almost but not quite complete guide to songwriting available at spectreacademy.net, to go press play on Spectre Sound Studios. All the best to Glenn and his wife. I guess we've talked song, you can talk about Home Alone now. Bye bye!